Would you like to learn about the next big innovation in plant-based milks?
Well, today on WTF, we're going to show you 2 different ways to make barley milk and even how to use it in a cream of mushroom soup. Hello and welcome to WTF, where we transform food here in the Modernist Pantry Test Kitchen. I'm Chef Scott Guerin.
And I'm Janie Wang, one of the owners of Modernist Pantry. And here on WTF, every week we talk about unique ingredients and techniques and show you new recipes for your kitchen. So subscribe and do what you have to do to get notified of our episodes. And remember, we do have a weekly giveaway. This week, we are going to be talking about how do you make your own barley milk. We all love plant-based milks and there are so many options out there, but we wanted to show you barley milk, which we think is going to be the next big thing. All right, Scott, we have almond milk, flax milk, oat milk, of course.
Yeah.
What is special about barley milk?
Barley milk's great because it has a super clean flavor. It has a very similar color to regular milk, and it's extremely easy to make. It's very similar to the oat milk that we've made before, but if you want a cleaner flavor, it's almost a little bit more rich, then you can go with a barley milk.
All right.
Yep.
And one of the things that I like about introducing barley milk to the home audience is that I feel like every time a milk gets popular, it ends up using a lot of resources.
Yep.
So it's great to have more options on the table that are tasty and delicious. I think let's just jump right into the demo today and see how exactly do you make barley milk.
Yeah, so it's similar to oat milk. What I did, instead of having to use amylase, barley already has a good amount of beta amylase in it, so as long as you cook it really well, you're not going to get that starchiness. Also, it doesn't have as much starch as oat milk, where if I were to cook the same amount of oats without using amylase, I'm going to end up with almost like a slimy, goopy, mixture, where this at 4% is going to make a really great milk. And we're going to show you a little bit of a different technique here today, because you want it to have that really creamy, milky, mouthfeel, and that's what we're going to show today. So,
all right,
this has already been cooked. This is 4%. So it's already been cooked. It looks like a lot because it's all hydrated, but it's actually a very small amount of barley. And the good thing about barley is it also contains more protein than oats do, so you get a little bit of that. So this is going to mimic not exactly what milk gives you, but a little bit more closely.
All right. And do we have to roast the barley first or do anything with it?
No, we tested that and we tried it, but it didn't really do much. You would have to roast it for a very long time, and then you're going to end up with this almost yellowish brown color to it. So we did try it, but yeah, it does not work the same way that you would hope it would, giving it a richer mouthfeel. So that's just a little bit of sugar I put in there. We just want to even out the flavor all over, and then just a little bit of vanilla. Both those are optional. You don't have to use them if you don't want them. If you don't want the added sugar or the added vanilla flavor, you don't need to, but we really like it. So I'm going to blend this on high because I want to kind of pulverize all that barley, and it's going to make a really nice milk. So we're going to get this going, and then we're going to add 2 kind of special ingredients to help make it more milky.
Awesome.
So blend this up as high as possible. All right, so we blended that for about 30 seconds on high, just to get it, all beaten up, and there's a little bit of husk left in the barley and fiber, so we want to just break it off there, and all the barley is mixed in really well.
Okay.
Lower this down just one more, be on like a pulse setting. The next ingredient we're going to use is tarragon, and this is at about 0.1% to the total weight of the barley and water in here.
That's really little.
Very little. So this is 1 gram to 1,000 grams here. So a very, very small amount. And we're just looking to add like a slight creaminess. One other thing that this does is that this barley milk tends to separate really harshly, and this will slow it down. You get like maybe a minor separation on top, but a little mix will bring it back together. But if you didn't have this, it would really like almost 50-50 separate. That's not what we want.
Good to know.
So this is going to help bring it together. So just sprinkle it in there. The good thing about tarragon is it's easy to mix in. You're not going to end up with any clumps or anything like that. So I'm going to blend that up. Just give it a few seconds. You just want to make sure that it's completely hydrated in there. It hydrates cold. We don't have to heat this now. And then another thing we're going to do, which if you look on the back of like the packages of you know, all different types of milks, there's always like vegetable oil, a little bit, right? So I think you brought up, which is a great question, is like, is that a lot of oil? And it's actually not. It's just there to mimic the fat that's normally in, gives it a creamy mouthfeel, and it's going to give it a nice, better color as well.
Okay, and the reason I ask is that I think sometimes there's a perception that if there's any ingredient in a formulation that's not the native ingredient, that it's a filler, and people are thinking, oh, you know, they don't want to put barley in there, they rather put a cup of vegetable oil in there instead, and they think that they're not getting you know, whatever it is. So it's really nice to see the visual of just how little amount of oil went into that.
Yeah, so this is exactly about like a 1% milk.
Okay.
So 2.4 grams per cup of fat. So for this 1,000 grams, I did just under 10 grams. So you're really only putting just enough that it's going to help emulsify. It'll give it that almost frothy top on it when you mix it up. It's just going to help it mimic milk, and also we can feel fat on our palate, so when we drink it, we're going to get that really like nice coating from the tarragon and the fat, and this is better. And if you want to completely skim, we have some right here. So Janie, if you actually wanted to try that, I'm going to finish this up.
Sure, and this is no oil at all.
No oil at all. Okay. It's the same recipe, it just does not have any of the oil.
I think this is really good as it is. Like, I think without anything emulsified into it, it already feels really rich, creamy. It definitely like kind of coats the palate. Because one, you know, I love oat milk, and one of the reasons I love it is because it's not to me as watery as almond milk often gets, which to me is too thin. So I really enjoy how pretty close this is to oat milk. It's just like a little bit sweet. Yeah, it's pretty tasty. So I can't wait to try the one with the oil emulsified into it to kind of see what difference there is.
Yeah, it's just like a slight difference in color, but it can mean so much, like if you're putting it into cereal or something. So I'm just going to pull this, let that strain later, right? Pour this into the glass, just a slightly lighter color than the one over here. And if you do it properly, you're not going to get any separation. You're going to get that really beautiful kind of just emulsification. The tarragon's really going to help with that. And then you have a really great barley milk. I almost said oat milk.
Let's try this one and see what the difference is. Oh, this one's a little bit warm. I like that.
Yeah, so this was I heated up before, but that's nice and ice cold.
You know, this one's really nice too. It does just a little bit richer. It doesn't feel oily by any means, right? It just feels a little bit fattier. So I would say if this is like a 1%, this is maybe what? Not full fat, but like 2%.
This is about a 1%, and this is a skim. So
okay.
Yeah, exactly. And if you wanted to go all the way up to a whole, you're going to get a creamier texture. That's going to be about 9 grams per cup or 8 grams per cup fat, so it's going to end up almost being 40 grams of fat that you're going to emulsify in. But I like it around 1% just for this. It's going to be exactly what you need.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we were able to make a great soup with it because this can get really creamy.
All right, but before you talk about the soup, I need to talk about this week's giveaway. So this week's giveaway, and you may have already guessed it, is going to be a bag of the tarragon. So you can try it in the milk. And it's also great for making ice creams and lots of other stabilizers. You know, you can use it in place of guar gum in a lot of ways. It's a really fantastic ingredient, probably one of our favorites. And in order to enter to win, leave in the comments below what other barley milk recipes would you like to see us doing. You know, I know we have ice cream coming up on the docket, so we're excited to try a bunch of new stuff. But yeah, let us know what you like to see. All right, so let's talk about the cream of mushroom soup. So this is completely dairy-free.
Yes, completely dairy-free. An amazing thing is that if we do this at about 10%, you're going to get a really rich, creamy, almost milk, you know, cream-like, milk-like consistency. And that way, when I add it to something like the cream of mushroom soup, you get something that looks just like cream, feels like cream, and also it's made with barley, so barley and mushrooms go really well together, so that's why we made it like this. And we found that we love it. We may not even make it with cream anymore because it's just great.
All right, let's taste this. This looks amazing.
And I did try to make it with just the milk, right? So we wouldn't have to switch up percentages.
Okay.
And what I found with that is that you don't get that really light color that you're looking for with the cream of mushroom. It did thicken it up slightly, but I wasn't able to get the same consistency that I did at 10%. So yeah, definitely always, if you want to make it like a cream of mushroom or any cream of anything soup, use this at around 10%. So that's 10% barley to the total weight of the water that you're using. And then just cook it, blend it. I didn't add anything else to it. And you're going to end up with like a nice cream alternative. Yeah,
this soup is delicious. You absolutely cannot tell that there is no dairy in it. It's so rich and it's so, I don't want to say heavy because that's not the right word, but it's definitely has a lot of body to it. It has, obviously mushrooms are delicious. It's
nice
savory.
Comfort food.
I know. So if you've been missing, if you're plant-based and you've been missing cream of whatever soup in your life, this is definitely a recipe that you should try because I think it's going to work great in a lot of different recipes.
I just thought of chowder. If you do like a nice harvest chowder with different types of root vegetables, you can make like an awesome chowder with this.
Absolutely. So we're going to link to this recipe in the links in the description below, but hopefully your imagination's already firing up like Scott's and you can start making your own as well. So until next week, from here in the Modernist Pantry Test Kitchen, I'm Janie Wang.
And I'm Scott Guerin.